Hey y'all, my name is Ruby, and this is a quick story time as to how I was talking to a guy for about 9 months almost. It felt like March, no, not 9, maybe like 7 months, and he had a girlfriend the whole time. And I like this guy. I'm embarrassed, honestly, that I was just naive, but I was young. I was 19, 20, or 20, 21, one of the two. 19, 20. I met him on Tinder. First mistake. Okay. I was just trying it. Everybody was on it in college, or so I heard. And I was like, let me just try. Anyway, handsome fella. 6'4", nice, nice complexion, nice smile. Was in the military, seemed to have himself together, just seemed like a nice southern man. His base was about 40 minutes from my college. Um, what happened is I was mad at one guy that I was talking to, so I immediately just remembered. Oh, I remember I matched with this guy a while ago. And we exchanged numbers, so I just went through my old messages and just FaceTimed him one day, just to get over the other guy. And um, yeah, we were on the phone for like 2 hours talking. Then maybe we talked the next day after work. This was in the summertime, and so we pretty much talked every day. Maybe not, maybe about 5 days a week at least, leading up to school. So this is probably July, and then I go maybe like the middle of July, and then I go to school in the middle of August, and he offers to help me move into my dorm. He meets me. That's the first time we meet in person. He helps me, move in, meets my family. We all go out to eat. My family, it was just my cousins, but they were like older. And my cousins left. He stayed. We talked. Cool. Kept conversation. Okay, school starting. I'm in sports, so we don't talk. I don't have as much time on my hands. And two, when we couldn't talk, it's only like after practice, study hall, lift, X, Y, and Z. So we were talking at night. And yeah, just kept talking. My dorm was really small. I lived in like an older dorm, and um yeah, there was one time I'll say, so I moved in school. It was like August 20 something. And then maybe in September or October, he had a doctor's appointment in my town. And we had made a plan for him to come to campus to see me. Long story short, I had never skipped a class before. I was a sophomore, and I got too nervous. Like, I stayed outside and waited, and he was like coming, but I was like, I was already late to class, and I was like, I can't do it. So I just was like, I'm sorry, I can't miss this class. It was nutrition class. I was like, I don't want to get behind. And so he did come to campus, but I just wasn't outside anymore. But we still were just remained in contact, and sent snap. We had a snap streak, but just good conversation overall. Um, so the fall semester ends, Christmas break comes around. Just normal, just we just keeping a vibe. It wasn't feeling like, oh, lovey dovey, because I'm very much like, let's be friends, but very much good friend, very much attractive friend, very much. I like how this feels when I talk to you, and I like to look at you. Um, and but yeah, we just talked about our day, life, family, just regular stuff. So I ended up getting moving into an apartment the following, I guess in December or January, um, before the next semester started, and I was excited, like, oh, I have my own room now. I just have one roommate. We live in an apartment. He can start coming over, like we can start hanging out now. And then my school winter session, I had until February before classes started again. And so when I started to like, oh, you should come, whatever, he was like, oh, I hurt my ankle skating, and then it was something else, and I just noticed the communication started to like dwindle right when I got my freedom. Right when I got my freedom. And so I sent a message. This is March now, okay? We done made it to March, y'all. Pandemic done happened. Well, actually, no, pandemic didn't happen. This is like a couple 2 weeks before the pandemic, or maybe a week before the pandemic, because I think March 13th or 16th is when the school let us know like we're moving to online. So this is March, and I'm like, hey, I just noticed that you know communication is slow. Like something is off. I mean, like, I know you hurt your ankle. I know there was another excuse, and then he sent me this paragraph. Ruby, I think you are a great girl. We have great conversation, but I want to be honest with you because I care about you. I have a girlfriend. We got back together in August. It's March. We got back together in August. She was we met in elementary school or from our small town. X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. I said, y'all got back together in August. August. It's March. So why were you still talking to me this whole time? Why was you trying to come see me in September? No, October for after your what? August though. So I just felt I remember I was outside of my apartment and I had to get something for the house. I was like, I just felt like something in my stomach, like, well, there's that. I mean, thank God, we weren't like boyfriend and girl, or we weren't dating or anything, but I did feel like a little stupid. I was like, now I see how it happens to people. Before I'd be like, oh, how did you not know? And looking back, there were times where we'd be on the phone and he would say his mom was calling. And now I know that was not his mom. I used to think, well, I don't have a close relationship with my mom, so I don't know what it's like, you know, moms be checking in with their boys. I don't know. But it wasn't his mom, it was his girlfriend. And yeah. And after the fact, I think I said, thanks for telling me, or maybe I said something short. Maybe I liked the message. I don't know. Then I just deleted all the messages, deleted them on Snapchat, blocked them. But I felt kind of bad, like, dang, like now I don't get to know how he's doing anymore. He don't, and I had to let that die. But then I think a couple months later, I wanted to reach out, but I didn't remember his number or anything. But I found it on my iPad. So I just was like, hey, and he didn't say anything. And then maybe like a month or so later, he reached back out and was saying how he didn't have his phone or something because he went to West Point, which is something we discussed. He told me he was interested in it, and I watched a documentary on it, and I was just like, it sounds crazy. They have something called like Hell Week, or it just seemed crazy. But he wanted to be the first person from his town in South Carolina to graduate from that academy and blah, blah, blah. So he did end up doing it. I think he ended up having a baby. Wish you well. But I did feel stupid. Um, and I mean, I guess I'm glad I didn't, you know, do anything too crazy that I would regret. But yeah, so niggas will do it. They will have a whole girlfriend and still have a whole in two other cities. Like I was in one city. I was 40. I was technically I was in a different state. He was 40 minutes away in another state. She was back home in South Carolina, and you had a baby with her, and all that. So yeah, that's how that happened. So if you're dating someone and they keep saying their mom is calling, it's long distance. I guess technically it was long distance because we didn't see each other in person. We just talked on the phone. Um, be mindful. And I remember I started talking to another guy who I met in class, and his name was Robert. He was like, "Who is Robert?" I forgot that I had a playlist, but it wasn't like a breakup playlist or anything. But it was just a playlist of all of the song. It was just all of my favorite songs or all the songs I was listening to around that time, or I don't know what it was, some corny little thing that I did. And he was just like, so I told him the story. He was like, I would not talk to a girl for 6 months that I was not interested in. Like, he was like, that's just too long. Like, I'm not gonna even put the energy into that. So he was impressed that he kept it up for as long as he did. But it's just amazing how August, because I started talking to you in July. And so you helped me move in at the end of August, August 20 something. So it's scary out there, guys. That's just one of my stories of how I was talking to someone who had a girlfriend and I didn't know it. So yeah, Be kind, loving, and caring to yourself and others. I have more stories about guys and how they surprised me. So yeah, that's all I have. Have you dated a guy and whole time he was talking to somebody else? And how did you find out? Feel free to put it in the comments. 7 months is a long time. Beware of long distance. Um, it was a perfect setup because we only talked that night anyway because I had school, practice. I didn't get out of lift till I think lift started at 5:30 or did it? Yeah, it started at 5:30, so I probably didn't get out till close to 6. Then I had to go to the dining hall, get dinner, shower, homework. Like it was the perfect setup because I was just, I guess, a late night freak home. It's like, nah, on the phone. But he was a good friend, good conversation. Seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders, but even them, it's not safe. So don't think because, oh, he's not in the hood that he's good. Don't think because he has a loving mom and little brother and good family and big dreams that that's enough. So be safe out there. That's all. Bye. Come on.